Hi everyone, it's Cherry. I'm here with another flip through review, and we're going to do the review of the Smith Waite Tarot Centennial Edition. I started to make sort of a collection. So I started to make a collection. Sorry, had to arrange things a little bit. I started to make a collection. Okay, so here's my little story. So this is my original deck that I got about 30 years ago. And when I introduced the tarot to my daughter, I used this deck. And then she kind of really hung on to it and decided to keep it. And so this was her gift, and then I gave to her. I just want to show you. I'm not going to do a re-flip through, because if you want to see it, you can see in my flip through reviews. But see how the coloring is super bright. The yellows are very yellow and the blues are really blue. And it's, that's just the way the original was made. Or at least I think, one of the originals definitely had those very stark colors like that. And so I was enjoying my Pixies Astounding Lenormand, which is created by this German man. His name is, oh my goodness, Edmund Zebrowski. I don't know if he's German, but anyway, by Edmund Zebrowski. He uses Pamela Cole Smith's artwork throughout the Pixies Astounding Lenormand, and different pieces of the different artwork he incorporates into these images. And I thought, I'm often wanting to show you a tarot, a Smith Waite Rider Waite tarot, to show you the comparison, and I don't actually have like anything to show you, because the one that I have been using is this Radiant Rider Waite, which is very nice. It's not like muted colors. It doesn't really match up that great with the muted colors of the Pixies Astounding Lenormand. So I thought, well, the one that did match up nicely was this borderless one that I got for myself. It's really cool, and it came with some extras. So this is kind of shows you how the coloring is. It's really beautiful and matte, and it goes all the way to the edge. So borderless, which I really like, and it came with these beautiful extra pieces of art, which I also like very much. And then, but I gave this to my son, who started to get into the tarot as well. And like, wow, that's awesome. My kids are taking my decks now. And so this is his deck now, and no longer belongs to me. So I thought, okay. So I still want to add to my collection. The Giant Rider Waite tarot is really cool, but I just don't really use it. I mean, I think about maybe turning it into wallpaper or tablecloth one day, but see how it's just like the original. It has all the vibrant coloring, but it's just giant form. And all of these made by US Games. Even the original one that I got 30 years ago is made by US Games, I believe. So, yep, US Game Systems. Alright, and so that leads me to this one. I printed out, somebody had a file, a black and white file, and I printed out and made my own deck, which was quite interesting, gluing a backing together with the front, and turned out pretty cute. And so I may or may not color it, I don't know, but I liked having a black and white version. So there's that. All right, and so now let's go ahead and dive into this really lovely Centennial edition with the extra artwork in here too. Another reason why I was excited for this deck was because I read that it shuffles well, and the one that I gave my son, the the borderless one, I just was never really able to get it to bend very well, to soften up. I shuffled it quite a bit, but I just couldn't start getting it soft. Of course, my original deck is super soft. It's very nice to work with, but it's good to have one that's already easy to work with. Now, like a lot of boxes, this one's kind of hard to get open, just saying. So let's take a look inside. So I definitely like this for the muted aspect of it. It's saying that this Smith-Waite Centennial Tarot deck is faithfully reproduction of the original deck created by Pamela Coleman Smith in 1909 under the direction of Arthur E. Waite, first issued by U.S. Game Systems as part of the Pamela Coleman Smith commemorative set. This classic deck features full pictorial scenes in the muted colors chosen by Pixie herself. So I guess she was a nickname Pixie. Maybe that's why the Pixies' Astounding Letterman was named after Pamela, who is a pixie. I guess there's some history there that I could look into a little bit more. Alright, so it comes with this Centennial card on top. And I think this is my preferred backing to the stripy, or I don't know what that other backing is, really weird in the this one. I don't like this very much at all, but that was the original one that I had. Alright, and then the borderless one also has this backing, which is nice. So let's just look. I mean, I don't think we need a real serious flip through. You guys pretty much know what these images look like. Most of you do. But if you're new to the tarot, then this is like what we all see in our heads when we're doing tarot. From the closest, the copycats and the, what's the other word I'm looking for? It's a better word. It's like the people that give ode to the original art images. It's the images that are important here, and the symbols have a lot to do with the cards. But the people who make, different people who make tarot get very creative, right, and stretch it a lot. And there's also much older versions than Pamela Coleman Smith's artwork out there as well, but I'm talking about this genre in particular, this age. See, I like all the muted blues and the muted yellows. Kind of softens it up and goes well with the muted colors of my Pixie Outstanding Letterman. So I'm happy for that. And the suits, they all have the names on the bottom. But the other cards, you just know that it's Ten of Wands. It's pretty obvious. If you're not good with Roman numerals, it might be a little complicated. Just know that X means 10, and if it's before the X, it's like minus. So 1 minus 10 is 9. The V's mean 5, so if it's after the V, it's 5 plus 3 is 8. Like that. That's how that works. Those are the only ones you really have to worry about. The I's, the V's, and the X's. And then you got the Ace of Wands. So yeah, the aces and the pages and the Ten of Cups. Yeah, look at the difference. I'll match these guys up. Ooh. Sometimes I do kind of like this bright. Yeah, it's okay. I might do mine more bright. One of these days I'm going to do a tarot with fairies. And I might do more of a bright color. But for the purposes of what I wanted, to match them up with the Astounding Pixies Letterman, this works way better, So as you can see how in the Lenormand they just take from the cups, the different cups that you might see. This one is a particular cup, you know. Let me see real quick where they took this cup from. So the bouquet, number 9. I know I'm kind of all over the place with this, but I mean, this is the gist of the reason why I got this deck was because of my Pixies Astounding Lenormand. That seems to be very popular these days, people getting readings, and I'm using it as for timing, and it's been very accurate. So the image origins is the joyful abundance of flowers in the vase is pulled from the Magician card, while the vase itself is pulled from the 8 of Cups, and the cloud is from the Ace of Pentacles, and the background was borrowed from the 10 of Cups. So let me just pull all those cards so you can see what I'm saying. Alright, so let's look at the bouquet again. So it's saying that the flowers come from the Magician card. So all the roses on the Magician card. I see where the lilies come from too. And then the cup itself comes from the Ace of Cups, you see. Except it has a little Venus symbol in it. And then the cloud comes from the Ace of Pentacles, so it's kind of like this cloud tilted or something like that. And the background, which is kind of hard to tell, but it makes sense that it would come from the 10 of Cups, which is joyful contentment and all of that. So that's what I just wanted to be able to demonstrate and see how the colors are so muted and perfect and soft, and they go so well with the Pixies Astounding Lenormand. So finally, I don't need to show you all of them unless you want me to, but I feel like you got the idea. This is a beautiful traditional deck, muted colors, and what I did want to show you is some of the additional artwork. So look how beautiful. I'm going to look up the names of these two. Wow, that's pretty. This little ghosts or dream people. That's pretty too, the hearts. When I got the borderless tarot, I wanted to just keep those pictures in the tarot and just interpret them myself, but I decided not to. Oh, here they are, the names of them. So this is Much Ado About Nothing. This is The Gates of Dreamland. This is Christmas Carol and Once in a Dream. And so in the borderless, you got this Christmas Carol here again, and a couple other ones. So now I can add to my Pamela Coleman Smith collection. I'm pretty excited. So yeah, this one's a little darker backing. Interesting, huh? Alright, so that is pretty much that. That's all I wanted to show you as far as appearance-wise, but I do want to do a shuffle test for you guys, okay? Because a lot of you ask about it, and it's important, you know? And I haven't tried it yet myself. So they feel nice. They have a nice slipperiness to them, you know? Smooth. Let me pull the camera up a little bit so I can shuffle. Have arm room to shuffle. So let's see how this does. I have lots of different decks, and there's just some I use more frequently than others, partly because of the shuffling ability. Alright, they're a little stiff, not too bad. I think my favorite ones, honestly, are the ones that I make from MakePlayingCards.com. The company, they make a lot of cards, and they mostly make, of course, you know, card decks, like playing cards. And so they make sure they know how, when they make them to be shuffled, you know, so they can shuffle well. Okay, I feel like this one can loosen up pretty well once you get going with it. we'll see. It still has that kind of like edge on it that feels like it cuts a little bit. Kind of almost, not so much hurts, it just feels a little tight and sharp edge. Let me see, let me compare them to the borderless ones, because the borderless ones were doing the same thing to me. And let's see if it's the same or better. And I'll give these back to my son. So now they've been used. Yeah, I think these are still stiffer. They soften, like the material is softer now, but the the shuffling is still stiffer than even the new deck. So yeah, it's up to you, like how important that is to you, but still very nice decks to have. You know, it's just cool to get the different additions to me, you know, and I might keep going from here. So I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.